What's going on, my friends? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today, we're going to be going over Nile or bitnile stock, give you guys an update, talk about the actual reason behind this play, because I actually have not spent too much time talking about the why behind this play, not the how much money we can make. We've been talking about that. We've been talking about the why is Nile a good play. We'll be going over that in today's video. Anyways, my friends, if you want to check out Hootmoney trade alerts, we've been bagging up. As you guys can see, we called the HYMC breakout last week. We also got in at Nile. I called that it was going to dip today at open, alerted the Hootmoney trade alerts group. We made a nice 40% gain on Nile, and we did well on HYMC as well, so you can check that out. First link in the description. But with that being said, my friends, let's get right into it. Hit that like button. All right, so here we have bitnile. As you guys can see, it pumped up this morning and it sold off. It does this every single day. As you guys can see, every single candle on the daily chart is red. Even though the price has been going up, every single candle on the daily chart is red, which shows that there are paper handlers. Yes, there's lots of buyers on this stock, but there are also paper handlers. People aren't holding to the moon, apparently. Now, how much of this is legit? I mean, it's 57% dark pool today. It was like 63% last Friday. 57% is the 30-day average for dark pool. It's more or less the same. As you guys can see, it's like it's painting TRF there. That's off exchange. So TRF means that it is off exchange. I mean, you can say the price is manipulated. There's probably some manipulation, but I also have reason to believe people are, in fact, taking profits to some extent as well. Now, fundamental value, as you guys can see, market cap is at $77 million right now. And we're looking at their balance sheet. Pull up that quarterly balance sheet. Their total equities is $201 million. And none of these are BS equities, right? They don't have their total equities flooded with goodwill and intangible assets. That's the number one thing that I don't want to see be the majority of their assets. That's only about 14 million of their 200 million right there. So let's just say we take their tangible book value, we subtract 201 million minus 14 million. That's about 187 million. We take this market cap, right? We do 187 million divided by the current market cap of 78 million. 187 divided by 78. That would imply 2.4x upside if Nile simply reaches tangible book value, which is a pretty fair assumption that a stock would reach their tangible book value. That's how much actual assets the company owns, right? Minus their liabilities. That's their tangible assets that they own minus the liabilities that they owe. If bitnile were to liquidate all of their assets right now and distribute those assets to shareholders, you would get a 2.4x on your money. So this company doesn't need to grow. All they have to do is not burn all their money, and it's a good investment. Right? Doesn't that seem like a fairly decent trade to you guys? Now, their balance sheet, beautiful. Mwah, chef's kiss. But their income statement, this is where it gets a little sketchy, right? Because you see right here, their total revenue was minus 30 million as of September 30th of 2021. That's where it gets sketchy. All right, so negative revenue, how does that make any sense? Because let's just say I open up a store that I sell toothbrushes. If I sell even 0 toothbrushes, my revenue is at $0. If I give away those toothbrushes for free and I pay people to take the toothbrushes, that's how I get negative revenue. So how the heck do they have negative revenue right there? They say in their 10Q report that revenue from lending and trading activities includes unrealized gains and losses, and due to stock prices volatility can result in the company reporting negative revenue. So they had this stake in a company called Alzamen, which they did lose money, which resulted in unrealized losses, and that contributes to their negative revenue. So there's tons of volatility in what they are reporting. Also, they do a bunch of Bitcoin mining. If Bitcoin goes up in value, they make more money. If their holdings of Bitcoin goes down in value, that's unrealized loss, which would result in negative revenue. correct? So they reported earnings per share of minus 73 cents, which is very, very significant as of last quarter. But the quarter before, they did very, very well. They reported plus 77 cents in revenue, right? So it's super, super volatile what they're going to be reporting on their income statement. And that's probably why it's shorted in the first place. That's probably why it is down so much below its net asset value at 78 million market cap. But given the fact that it is just so cheap, I still think it is a decent investment, especially if you are bullish on the industries that they are investing in, such as Bitcoin mining. Anyways, it's starting to come up here, so let's do some technical analysis. Daily chart still looks very, very good. VWAP is pointing up right there. Moving into the 4-hour chart, there is some pressure for this to come down. As you guys can see, there may potentially be a red dot VWAP crossover, and it can come down, although the red money flow is curving up overall, meaning that the longer term uptrend is still intact. Moving into the hourly chart right here, VWAP is pointing up. We also have green money flow that does look to be pointing down. There's only green money flow for a little bit right there. We did come up in pre-market, obviously, right? And then we have sold off ever since. So it is looking to make that bounce right now. And as you guys can see, 30-minute chart is looking oversold. Green money flow is pointing up, and potentially we could be pointing up, or we could be getting a nice green means go buy signal as the VWAP is pointing up as well there on the 30-minute chart. And then the 15-minute chart definitely has a green dot. Yeah, it was showing bullish divergence here in the price action and market cipher, so that is looking good. So we definitely could be getting an intraday bounce right here. The fib level to be watching would be the 88-cent level and the 96-cent level. So if it breaks up to the upside of 96 cents, potentially see some more upside unless it is a bull trap. And then same thing with the downside there at 88 cents. I'd like to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Moomoo, a licensed FINRA broker that does absolutely zero payment for order flow. They're doing a promotion where Hootmoney will give you 2 free lotto tickets and a free share of Neo. Hear me out. All you got to do is click one of the links in the description or pinned comment section, deposit $1 on their platform. You get 2 free stocks valued up to $3,500 each. This could be Amazon stock, Google stock, Apple stock, Tesla stock, you name it, you can get it as long as you deposit $1 on their platform, and you get your free lunch, free Neo share. This goes for about $20 per share. Instant return on your investment of $1 per share, so you can get that as well. That ends on March 31st, so 3 more days left in the free Neo promotion. Anyways, my friends, those links are below in the description or pinned comment section. Let's jump right back into the video. Here we have the regulation threshold security list. As you guys can see, Nile is not currently on this list. We'll pull up Ortex data right here. Ortex data is not super impressive. However, I do believe that this will become a very impressive short squeeze stock, because it's a retail stock. So when you see a stock that's so heavily interested in the retail community, you see tons of short interest be accumulated on it. Now we see 1.91 million shares returned today, and then 1.26 million shares borrowed today. So there's definitely a lot of securities lending volume there. Potentially we'll see an increase in that cost to borrow. Overall though, with 72% utilization, I'm not yet expecting a massive short squeeze out of Nile. But you can see it is ranked number 119 on the Fintel list. So there's definitely some room to run here, right? So there's room to run not only in the stock price, but in the actual short squeeze statistics that we have there on Fintel. They also have it at a 97 gamma squeeze score there and 133 on their gamma squeeze leaderboard. They say that there's 3.2 million shares available to short right now. Not entirely sure where that is coming from, but that potentially could be why we're seeing some downside if those available shares are being shorted as of today. The cost to borrow did move up to 12%. That was as of 3/24, so last week. Now it's back to 4% right there. Overall, short volume ratio, very high. It's moved up over 40% the past few days. So we'll probably end up seeing this turn into a nice short squeeze candidate. But for now, I'm not really seeing it. Moving into the unusual whales options flow right here, we're looking at $5,000 in premium or more, ask side only calls and puts. So we're doing 5,000 because there was not too much volume over 10,000 today. As you guys can see, it is in fact mostly bearish at 70% bearish right there. However, this is definitely skewed by this outlier right here, a $2.5 put option expiring on April 14th. So what we can do is we can just throw on a ceiling there, a max ceiling, and then we can get a better idea of sentiment. What you like to do in a statistical analysis is you always want to throw out an outlier because it does manipulate the data. This is literally statistics 101 right here. You never want to include outliers when you're doing your analysis because it skews the data. Anyways, right here we threw out the outlier and it is 72% bullish, which would definitely imply a little bit more upside right there. Historical flow is down today, but remember, there is still 2.5 hours left in the market, and you're seeing the open interest increase to an all-time high right here in Nile. So there potentially could be some more upside according to the historical flow right there. And as you guys can see in the biggest option trades, most of them were selling today, right? So like I said earlier, when we were looking at those daily candles, all of them are red. It's got to be because retail to some extent is selling. They'll say whatever they want to on Reddit, right? Or Twitter or whatever. But this is cold hard proof, right? 80% bearish, and it's mostly because a lot of people were selling. The only big one was the buying of the put for 80K premium. That was the big outlier right there. I also want to show you guys throwing on the bid and the ask side if more people are buying or selling. And as you guys can see, 58% of people over $5,000 in premium or more and below $20,000 right there are in fact selling. I don't think anyone more than 20K yet. Nothing there more than 20K premium. Last thing we got to look at is the max Payne. We explained this briefly in the last video. It's at $2.50. This would basically make the most amount of option buyers expire worthless, and as for April 14th, there's the $2.50 strike price and nothing below that. As long as Nile expires below $2.50, maximum Payne will be achieved by market makers. And here's the volatility skewed. We don't have any gamma exposure, but understand when you're paying for that 414, you're paying the most implied volatility. Also understand that June actually has $1 strike price in the mix there, and it is cheaper volatility than the 414. So you can get a much less risky option by going for the $1, which is still out of the money, but for June of 2022. Anyways, my friends, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, that's my update on Nile. There's potentially some downside risk. However, it is starting to curve back up, and we could be starting that rally right now intraday. It's still definitely the most popular ticker on Reddit of the short squeeze stocks that I look at, and for that reason, had to bring you guys the video, had to bring you guys the update. Like the video if you guys enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Check out Moomoo if you want up to $7,000 in free stock, as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. Also, that free share of Neo only lasts 3 more days. So if you want a free $20 in value, all you got to do is deposit $1. Check out Moomoo. Links below for that. And if you want Hootmoney trade alerts, we called out HYMC, we called out Nile, we made gains on both of them. And for that reason, got to check out that first link in the description for Hootmoney trade alerts. Anyways, that's about it. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.